Today we are discussing areas of the face that you can inject in order to create a young, youthful, rejuvenated, anti-aging look. And this is without the use of dermal fillers or anything else. I'm just going to purely use toxins, and I'm going to run over every single area. I get asked all the time what to inject just using toxins in order to create that lift. The first area that we're injecting today is the angry lines or the 11s, and what we're doing is we're relaxing this muscle, and especially in a female face or a male face, what we're doing is relaxing this center portion here between the eyebrows, as you can see, and lifting up, injecting directly into here. The next area, which we're going to cover, which is very common, is the forehead area. And what this tends to do is it makes me look old because I've got lines in my forehead, and we want to get rid of this. In a female face, you can create a nice eyebrow lift. In a male face, what you would tend to go for is something a bit more flat with a little bit of movement without looking too fake. We're going to move on to the next area, which is most common, and that's around the eyes, or what we call the crow's feet. And you generally see this when you're smiling. So what we're doing is injecting tiny bits of toxin around here. And the reason why I like this is because what you can do with this, apart from getting rid of lines, is create a tiny bit of a lift from the tail of the brow. And then we extend this even further for those who want what we call a chemical brow lift. And you're injecting just directly below the eyebrow, and this creates a nice chemical brow lift which creates an A-frame within the eyebrows. Every woman wants this. Right, now we go into the lower portion of the face, which is most neglected in areas of toxins. And what we're doing is we're trying to create the same look that you've got up here all the way down here. So what we start with is, first of all, we want to get rid of that sad looking face. So we inject toxins on either side here, and what you're doing is you're preventing the mouth from looking sad and lifting up. The second area that you go for is nobody likes heavy jowls underneath on the face. It makes you look tired, it makes you look aged, and it just doesn't make the face look rejuvenated. So we inject directly from the jowls all the way along the jawline, and what this does is it creates that firm, tight look. The final area is the chin, because let's face it, when some people talk, their chin's dimple, and nobody likes this. Now we move on to the rest of the face. And to begin with, what I'm going to start with is from the top to the bottom. Yes, we've got rid of the lines around the eyes when you smile, but what about those lines on the nose that you have when you're smiling? So this is the next area that we inject, and it's what we call the bunny lines. So we inject on either side, and it relaxes this area. It doesn't stop you from smiling, you can still continue to smile, you just don't have those crazy lines there. Now we move on to the nose, and the reason why I like this the most is because this is without the need for having a non-surgical rhinoplasty. It doesn't replace it, but what it does, it adds another edge to it. So the first thing that you can do is shrink the nostrils down. So for those people who have got slightly flared nostrils or larger nostrils, you can inject toxin on either side, and it brings the nose in and creates that slimming look, which is very sharp and very elegant. The next area that you inject is at the tip of the nose, and this is more of a new one, because what this will do is it will hold the nose up and create that slender look along the whole entire nose. And finally, the one which is probably my favorite on the nose is the one at the base of the nose, and what this does is every time you smile or make an expression from a side profile angle, it prevents your nose from pulling downwards. The next thing you can go for, which is in combination with lip fillers, or you can just have this alone, is what we call a toxin lip flip. And you're injecting toxins along the top of the lip, and what this will do is it creates that natural pout. Finally, what we go for, especially in a female face, is we want to make the entire area look very V-line and slender, so we inject toxins directly into the masseter muscle, which injecting toxins here, it will slim the jawline down completely, and can also be beneficial for those who grind their teeth at night. We've just covered the whole entire face. Now what we want to do is we want to match the face to the neck. So what we want to do here is inject toxins directly along the neckline, i.e. the platysmal muscle, and what this will do is create a nice tight looking neck. Another one is what we call trap tox, or toxins to the trapezius muscle. And the reason why we inject this is because often enough what happens is people hunch over, they're tight just based on work and lifestyle. So what we're doing here is injecting tiny drops of toxin along the neckline, along the trapezius muscle to be specific. Women love this one because what it does is it creates that elegant swan-like neck. Now with the summer months coming, nobody likes to sweat. You don't want to ruin your clothes, it's hot. Using toxins, we can treat the underarm area, and what it will do is it will stop you sweating for 5 to 6 months. You can also treat other areas as well where you may have over sweating. So this includes the hands, the feet, and around the groin area.